FakeTV Box was produced at iQuame.com Studios on 114th Road Studios, New York. Production is made possible by Adobe, providing limitless creativity for all. The innovative world of Apple, always think different, but not too different, and by the people of this and other YouTube channels. And with the support from Brooklyn College, who reminds CUNY students that there's nothing without great effort. Hey there, KlicKNettars. Welcome to the new year, and welcome to FakeTV Box with Kwame Alexander. These show that, well, you know the West. Heading into the new year, I thought the streak of bad news in January would finally come to an end in 2023. But every time, there's always a poop show to start the year. And yes, I said poop show, cause I have a strict policy that prevents me from cursing in front of the camera. Now, you probably heard that Jeremy Renner and Damar Hamlin were both hospitalized in the first week of 2023. And the way they both happened reminds us that actors and sports players are human beings like us. They may make it look easy on set or on the field, but remember, they have families too, and if it could happen to them, it could happen to any one of us. Moving on, our first story we're going to discuss on FTB in 2023 is about the House of Representatives in the United States. The Republican Party won control of the House during the 2022 midterm elections, while the Democratic Party retained the Senate. By now, everything should be set in stone about who are the majority and minority leaders of both chambers of the 118th Congress. Well, almost everything.
The first day of the new Congress ended in a stalemate and without a speaker. Today was supposed to be all about the Republicans celebrating taking control of the House. But it quickly turned into a battle as hard-right GOP members blocked Kevin McCarthy's bid for House Speaker during 3 separate votes. It is the first time in a century that the House failed to elect a new speaker on the first ballot.
So let me get this straight. The Republicans couldn't decide last week after 3 votes if this Trump head should be the new Speaker of the House. Wow. I mean, that's like one of those school tests you do online where you have multiple attempts to complete it. You get a bad score on the first attempt, you do the second and get a much better score, higher than the first, but then you're like, nah man, I want a better score than that. So you do the third and final attempt at the test, and you're not even satisfied that you got 100%. What the heck is wrong with you? But the thing with Republicans is that they're supposed to figure out their nominee for House Speaker a whole lot sooner, and while the House Republicans believe they failed to get the right result on 3 separate occasions, which they did, it's probably up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The House Democrats are just peachy about who they've chosen to be their leader. And no, it's not the leader, it's the man who is the subject of today's excellent profile. This is Hakeem Jeffries, whose middle name makes you think he's related to the bloodline. Before he was elected as the leader of the House Democratic Caucus, Jeffries was born in New York City in the 1970s and would begin his career in politics as an attorney. In fact, in 2004, he was an in-house litigator for Viacom and CBS, and this was before the two companies got divorced in 2006 and then made up years later when they merged into Paramount Global. Judging by the mountain of entertainment they now have, I say they're very happy together. Anyway, when Jeffries was part of the original Viacom and CBS, he worked on the litigation stemming from the Super Bowl 48 halftime show controversy. You know, when Justin Timberlake tore off a piece of Janet Jackson's clothes and showed us her. During the 2000s, Hakeem Jeffries would run for member of the New York State Assembly from the 57th District, something he would not be elected for until 2006. You know what's really amazing? How some of the most famous figures to ever hold an office of power have come from New York. We got Jacob Jarvis, who has a convention center named after him. There's Hillary Clinton, there's Christian Gillibrand, Chuck Schumer, Pat Ryan, AOC, this guy, not this guy, Van Berman, Fillmore, Roosevelt, I know Roosevelt. This guy looks like an orange. I said he looks like an orange. After serving 5 years as member of the New York State Assembly from the 57th District, Hakeem Jeffries was then elected in 2012 to serve New York's 8th District as a U.S. House Representative and has continued to serve his seat since 2013, but soon he will begin to have major roles with House Democrats after assuming office. Jeffries was the one who introduced in the House Bill H.R. 5108, otherwise known as the Law School KlicKNet Certification Program, a bill to accredit law schools for the 10-year period after its enactment. But I would say it's simply nothing. I mean, not that we need more law schools in America because they're a bit outdated these days. But Jeffries' bill was nothing compared to him getting a really big promotion working for the now former Speaker of the House. Jeffries became co-chair of the House Democratic Policy and Communications Committee in 2017, where he worked under then leader of the House Democratic Caucus, Nancy Pelosi, or as some people like to call her, Creepy Grandma. Then, when Nancy became Speaker of the House after the 2018 midterms, Hakeem took her place as leader of the caucus, making him the youngest member serving in leadership, and one of his biggest moments came when he was selected for a House committee presenting the first impeachment case against former President Trump during a trial before the Senate. Just watch and listen to this.
Let me read it for your hearing. Today, President Donald J. Trump spoke by telephone with President Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine to congratulate him on his recent
The Senate will be in order. The Sergeant at Arms will restore order in the gallery.
And the scripture says, "For the Lord loves justice and will not abandon his faithful ones."
Can you believe a protester in the Senate gallery had the nerve to interrupt Jeffries like that? by yelling comments at senators seated on the floor below. Jeffries didn't seem too shaken by it anyway, and responded by reading from the Bible. And then he continued on with his testimony. That takes some real courage to do, and now we know the difference between a coward and a braveheart, don't we? Finally, for today, Hakeem would have the endorsement of outgoing Speaker Pelosi. Before being elected unopposed as House Democratic leader, he is now the first African American person to lead a party caucus in either chamber of Congress. He was nominated by the caucus for Speaker and led the first 6 rounds of voting in the election with 212 votes, while Kevin McCarthy was not even close to getting the majority. Must be a grand old shame for Republicans and an excellent accomplishment for Democrats. That's your show. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and share every bit of content you find on this channel. Give your support to KlicKNet by hitting the subscribe button down below. You see it? Right there? There it is. And I'll see you next time on FakeTV Box with Kwame Alexander. Well, he worked under then leader of the House Democratic Caucus, Nancy Pelosi, or as some people like to call her, sorry, I was saying, some people like to call her Creepy Grandma. Then, when Nancy Pelosi